Hello, my name is Leah and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing another bookish video, so I wanted to talk to you guys about some of the 2022 book releases that I'm really excited about. I'm going to try to do this a little bit rapid fire because there's a lot of books on this list and I don't want this video to be an hour long. So if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my Goodreads because my to-read shelf on Goodreads has tons of new releases that are coming out in 2022. Yeah, so let's just get into it. Actually, I should preface this by saying the beginning of this list is going to be books that don't have a release date exactly. They're set to come out in 2022, but we don't know exactly when. And then after those books, we're going to be starting in January and going through the rest of the year. So, the first book is Feed Them Silence by Lee Mandello. So right now, this doesn't have a cover, but Lee Mandello wrote Summer Sons, which you guys know I love, one of my favorite books of the year. So this is their new adult book, and it looks like it's an adult sci-fi, and I'm really stoked for this. So the synopsis says, what does it mean to be in kind with non-human animals? And it looks like it's about a doctor who's doing some experiments. I don't know, it sounds like it could be very mad scientist, and I'm very down. And then the next one is the third book in the Singing Hills cycle by Niveau. Again, one of my favorites. I love Niveau. I love that series. So book 3 is called Into the Riverlands, and we follow the cleric Chi, who's going on another adventure to the Riverlands and is recording tales of the notorious near-immortal martial artists who haunt the region. And then I think the cleric's bird friend is also in this one, which I'm excited about. And then the next one is The Witch King by Martha Wells. So now, I'm really excited for this one. So I think this is an adult fantasy by the author who wrote the Murderbot Diaries series. So this is her foray into fantasy, and I could not be more excited. Again, we don't have a cover, but I'm still stoked. And then the second book in the Burning Kingdoms series by Tasha Suri is coming out. So this one's called The Oleander Sword. Stunning cover. I need to read book 1. That's all I'm going to say. And then we have another one I'm really stoked about. So this is another new book by TJ Klune, and it's called In the Lives of Puppets. This one actually sounded more intriguing to me than Under the Whispering Door. So this is supposed to be a queer retelling of Carlo Collito's The Adventures of Pinocchio, starring an inventor named Victor, a mysterious android called Hap, and an anxiety-ridden Roomba vacuum. I don't know what that means. Pinocchio in a vacuum? I have no idea what's happening, but I am down for it. I love TJ Klune. And the next one is one that I don't really know that much about, but I think it's a young adult fantasy, and it's called The Bone Spindle by Leslie Vedder. And apparently it's pitched as Sleeping Beauty meets Indiana Jones in this thrilling fairy tale retelling for fans of Sorcery of Thorns, which I love, and All the Stars and Teeth. And it's about a bookish treasure hunter with a knack for ruins. Exciting. Sounds adventurous. And then, and I should say, The Bone Spindle comes out January 11th, I believe. And then the next one I'm stoked about is Electric Idol by Katie Robert. So this is the sequel to Neon Gods, which was a smutty fun time. And so it's book 2 in the Dark Olympus series. It comes out January 18th. And I think it follows Psyche and Eros, which were 2 side characters in book 1. I don't know, it sounds like it's going to be another smutty Greek-inspired romance. Fun. And then the next one I'm really stoked about is AMARE and the Great Game. So this is by B.B. Alston. This is the sequel to AMARE and the Night Brothers, which you know I loved. If you want to hear my thoughts on that, you should watch the first reading vlog I ever filmed. I can't promise you the video's not a mess, but I did read that book and I did really love it. So I don't really want to know too much going into this, but it looks like we follow AMARE on another adventure, and we're back in the supernatural world, and I'm really excited about that. And then we have Akwaeke Emezi's new book, Bitter. So this is, I think, a companion novel to Pet, which I really loved. I read that book before I started my channel, so you guys probably don't really know that I really love that book, but I really love that book. And so this book follows Pet's mom that we got to meet in book 1, and I'm excited about this. I think this is kind of like her backstory, so that sounds cool. And then another one that I just kind of randomly saw, it's called Age of Ash by Daniel Abraham. And it's book 1 in a new, I believe, fantasy series. A monumental epic fantasy trilogy that unfolds within the walls of a single great city. That's all I really know. And then, a book I could not be more excited about is House of Sky and Breath, Crescent City #2. You guys know, I'm really excited about this. So when that comes out, I'm telling you, I'm going to do a vlog for it. And you should let me know if I should do like a spoiler vlog or a non-spoiler vlog down below, because that's definitely happening in February for sure. So stoked. I might even reread book 1. Anyways, back to the point. The next book is Delilah Green Doesn't Care. So this is by Ashley Herring Blake, and I believe this is an adult queer romance. It's sapphic. I love the cover. It looks wonderful. It looks like it's a clever and steamy queer romantic comedy about taking chances and accepting love with all its complications. And it's by debut author Ashley Herring Blake. Very exciting, very exciting. I think it's about a woman who goes to a wedding and then ends up like falling for one of the bridesmaids, which sounds really cool. And then another one I'm excited for, I don't really know anything about this, but it's on my list, so past me must have thought it was good. It's called The World Cannot Give by Isabella Burton. It's pitched as the Girls Meets Fight Club in this coming-of-age novel about queer desire, religious zealotry, and the hunger for transcendence among the devoted members of a cultic chapel choir. I don't know what's happening there, but it sounds chaotic and fun, and I'm down for it. Let's see, is this young adult? Oh, it says it's a queer adult thriller. Hello? I'm down. I don't know why I don't know where I found out about this, but it sounds really good. Anyways, so that's on my list. It doesn't have a cover, at least not on Goodreads. Alright, let's see. What else we got on here? So, Delilah Green Doesn't Care, House of Sky and Breath, Age of Ash, and The World Cannot Give all come out in February and early March. So, actually it's coming up very soon. Kind of exciting. And then there's 2 that I just found out about the other day that I wanted to share with you, and one is called The Lost Dreamer by Liz Huerta. So this is a new young adult fantasy that's inspired by ancient Mesoamerica. Yeah, it sounds really interesting. It says that the characters defiantly resist the shifting patriarchal state that would see them destroyed. Exciting! So that one looks really cool. The cover is stunning. Another one with a stunning cover that I just heard about is called Blood Scion. And this is another fantasy novel. And I think it's young adult as well. The synopsis says, "This is what they deserve. They wanted me to be a monster. I will be the worst monster they ever created." And it's about a 15-year-old girl who sounds like she's got some badass powers. So I'm stoked about that. And then another one, this one kind of gives me Summer Suns vibes, and it's called The Bone Orchard by Sarah A. Mueller, and it comes out in March. Those other 2 I just mentioned also come out in March. So The Bone Orchard looks like it's a lush gothic novel, which is really all I needed to hear, and it's about secrets and magic. And it sounds like it also has a little bit of a mystery element, a little bit of a whodunit. Ooh, that sounds good. Exciting. So that comes out March 22nd. Dang, March 22nd is a big release day. Huh, interesting. Another one that I'm excited for, and this cover is also really lovely, is What We Harvest. So I think this is another, like, maybe kind of a nature horror, and it says it's for fans of Wilder Girls, and it's a nightmarish debut, guaranteed to keep you up through the night, and it's also got a small town that's poisoned by its past, and a girl who must fight this strange disease that's taking over in this town. Very interesting. I love this cover. It looks so creepy. Fun. You guys know I love a good nature horror. And then I have a couple more I want to tell you about. This one is Portrait of a Thief. It says it's a lush, lyrical heist novel inspired by the true story of Chinese art vanishing from Western museums. And it's about dysphoria and the colonization of art, which sounds really exciting. I'm down for that. And then another one I'm so excited about is Rory Power's new book, In a Garden Burning Gold. So I believe this is her fantasy debut. Oh my god. I love Rory Power's writing. So excited for this. It's about twins who have magic, and they're like practically immortal, and they're trying to keep their family safe. And it's supposed to be a mythic, epic fantasy. Could not be more stoked. And then I have a ghost story that also looks really creepy and cool. It's called I Am the Ghost in Your House. What a title. And it looks like it's about a girl who's invisible and she's struggling to see herself in a world obsessed with appearances. And it says, Pie is the ghost in your house. Creepy. Spooky ghost girl. I'm down for it. And then another one I just found out about on Twitter is called The Hacienda. And it's supposed to be Mexican Gothic meets Rebecca. Hello, brilliant. I love Mexican Gothic. And it's supposed to be a supernatural suspense novel that's set in the aftermath of the Mexican War of Independence. And it's set in a remote, sinister, haunted house. And we follow a woman who's in this house. Sounds creepy. I'm down for it. And then there's this one. It's called Primal Animals by Julia Lynn Rubin. It's set at a college prep camp called Rockaway, and it's set in the summer, and it's about this girl whose mother went to this camp, and this girl's trying to go to the camp to get a fresh start, and this is a young adult horror. Again, sounds like it might be a nice nature horror if you're into that. It's also queer. It also looks like there's some like mystery and fantasy elements as well. Very interesting. Wow, this already has some really good reviews too. Anyways, getting distracted. And then there's only a couple more that I wanted to mention. One of them is My Imaginary Mary by Cynthia Hand. So this is the second book in the spin-off trilogy. The first one being My Contrary Mary, and this new one, My Imaginary Mary, is about Mary Shelley. It's a Mary Shelley retelling. So that should be really exciting. And then another one I'm really excited about is called The Monsters We Defy by LESLYE Penelope. So this is published by Orbit, who does some brilliant stuff. And it looks like it's about a woman who can communicate with spirits. And there's a ragtag crew who's trying to pull off a daring heist. And it's historical fantasy. It's got some African American culture going on. It looks stunning. Could not be more stoked about that one. Actually, I'm thinking about requesting an ARC for that. Haven't done it yet, but I'm thinking about it. And then another one is The Undead Truths of Us. So this one comes out in August. The Monsters We Defy also comes out in August, so quite a ways out. But they still look really cool. So this one, The Undead Truths of Us, apparently it's about death, and it's young adult. Oh, and it's a zombie novel. Zombies. I'm down for it. Also, the cover's really cool. And then I think the last one I'm going to tell you about is These Fleeting Shadows by Kate Alice Marshall. So Kate Alice Marshall is one I've really been wanting to read from and just haven't gotten around to it yet. But this one sounds really cool. I think it's another thriller. It says The Haunting of Hill House meets Knives Out. Ooh. And it has to do with an inheritance. And it's about a woman who inherits an ancestral home, and she's not sure why her mother left her this house, and it looks like the house is like haunted and creepy, so excited for that. So that is the ridiculously long list of books I wanted to tell you about that I'm excited about for 2022. Let me know in the comments what books you're excited about for 2022, because I would love to add to this list. And if you have not subscribed, I would love it if you could consider doing so. I also leave my Goodreads Instagram all down below if you're interested in that. I do have a Bookstagram account, so go check that out. Also, feel free to follow me on Twitter or message me on Goodreads or follow me on Goodreads, any of that. I would love to be friends. I also post videos every Wednesday and Sunday in December. In January, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that schedule or if I'm going to go back to just posting on Wednesdays. So if you have a preference, let me know that down below as well. And until next time, I will see you in another video very soon. Bye!